Hi, my name is Chris Bodley. I'm in the Embedded Operating Systems course on Saturdays from 8 to 12:30. This is my individual video assignment. I'm going to be doing it on installing a C++ program to the Beaglebone device and running it through using its ARM processor. So, obviously this is the Beaglebone. We're going to plug it in now, so just to show you. We're going to use this later to make sure that we're properly accessing the Beaglebone file. So that's the Beaglebone turning on, and you can see the little lights, and those are just the little running lights that it has showing that it's connected through the USB. So, alright, so first of all, it's actually Beaglebone trying to connect to my host device. So this is just some the commands you'd have to go through to start off. I'm not going to go through them. You could pause the video to read them. This is basically just to get all the tool chains like multi-arc and GNUB, the Linux, the GCC, ARM, so all that stuff to get Eclipse downloaded and everything. So I'm going to open up I use VirtualBox. This is my Ubuntu. I have Eclipse here open already. So the first thing we're going to want to do is make sure up in here, my devices, I want to make sure my USB, I want to make sure that the Beaglebone is connected to this virtual machine. So just make sure it is. Alright, so the first thing we need to go to is that we need to get to the remote systems. The tab's not there, so we need to go to Window, Show View. It's not going to be in this list, so we got to go to Other. In here, you're going to see a file. I'm not sure if yours will be open. I've accessed it before, but it's going to be down in this list in Remote Systems, and then click Remote Systems, click OK. Now mine sets it right in there. If it sets in a separate window or anything, you can just drag, hold this like that, and you can move that anywhere else you'd like. But this is the best spot for it. Also don't need this here, so let's open up another window. We want to do a C++ project for this here, so let's leave that. So now we want to set up the connection. So we're going to set up a new connection by right clicking inside the Remote Systems tab. We're going to do a Linux connection. The Beaglebone, the host name needs to be the IP address 192.168.7.2. You can change the connection name here. I'm just going to do Beaglebone Black. So then we got to click next. Do not click finish there. You got to click ssh.files, next processes.shell.linux, next ssh.shells. My window's not big enough, and that stays the same. Now you click finish. Now you see the connection here, so we're gonna want to go right click that. Let me scroll down again. Click connect. It's gonna prompt for a username. The user ID is gonna be root. The password is empty. You can save password, whatever you want. You can do that. So I'm gonna leave that. You'll see, as in like local, you'll see a little green icon in the top right corner. Now the green icon disappeared for the Beaglebone Black, so now we know that's connected now. So you can see inside of here we can access, this is my home file, all that stuff. So we want to right click, alright, those are some files. I had that LED thing in there before, so it's actually old. Let me just delete that. Alright, so now we want to right click SSH terminals. Let's click launch a terminal. So now that's how you know we're really in the Beaglebone Black. You can see the servers, stuff like that. There's the desktop. So for the project we're going to do, we're going to make a new directory. I just deleted the old one, so let's do a new one. LEDs. Let's just make LEDs. There we go. Alright, so now I have a folder called LEDs in there. To make sure, so like I showed you before, we have those flashing lights on the Beaglebone. So to get in there, we need to go to the root folder, and we're going to go to System, CD System, CD Class, CD LEDs. From there you can see those are the 4 file directories for the LEDs, the 4 lights on there. So we're going to go to the first one here, Beaglebone green, here we can see all these files. You have brightness as a folder there, so we want to turn off the first light. We're going to want to put an echo 0 into brightness. Just making sure I'm using the right. I believe that's the right. So this is the right one. That first one that's flashing, the one on the far, I guess in the video would be the far left. So that one should. See, now that light is turned off and it's done. So now that that's done, I'm going to go back here and we're just going to do that for all the LEDs. Use 1 here, 0. Okay, now that's done. Let's get out of there. So now we can see that all the lights are off. So that's good. Now we can work with that, make sure that our projects aren't interfered. I mean, it would work for the first, maybe if we were doing, you know, more than one loop, then the first loop would be messed up. After that, it would be set to what it needed to be. But just that, just to make sure that we're connected to the Beaglebone there. So now let's go to C++. Alright, so we're going to need to make a new C++ project. So by clicking that there, we're going to, let's name it LED project. Let's just choose the basic hello world. Okay. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm not going to write the code that we'll be using for this LED coding, but LED program. But you know, I have it here copied. I'll make sure that you can see everything so that you could write the code yourself. It's fairly simple. You're just accessing the files that we looked at just a little bit ago inside the Beaglebone, as in like the brightness, handle. So there we go, the code is pasted. Alright, so those are the libraries. You just see the handle, you're creating this brightness 1, 2, 3, so you can see the folder here for each LED. That's just how we're calling each light. So basically it's just going to turn on for 1 second, turn off for 1 second for all 4 lights in a row, and then go back and turn on for 2 seconds and turn off for 2 seconds. All 4 lights in a row, all the way up to 10. I'm using use sleep here so that it would be a little less than 1 second, so that it wouldn't take too long. So alright, so after that's done, we're going to want to go to make it compatible with the Beaglebone processor. So we're going to need to go to project and properties. Now, earlier we downloaded the G++ ARM Linux GNU. That's where we're going to apply it here. So in settings, under C++ build, you're going to see this, the compiler for C++ and C. We're going to make it ARM Linux GNU. That's how you say it. It's going to be the same for these 4 directories here. So we're just going to copy and paste into all 4 of these things real fast. The linker and the assembler. Once that's done, we're going to come here to C++ General, pass in symbols. First, you're going to click on GNUC. We're going to click Add. We're going to click File System. We're going to click File System again. Actually, here, well, basically for the first time I'll show you, but we have a file system. It's going to be in User, ARM Linux, not the HF. Click Include, and then click OK. Now click Add to all configurations and click OK. Now come to the GNU C++, click Add, File System, Now if it's here, you can click the ARM Linux GNUB, go inside, include C++, 4.73 folder, and click OK. Don't go in the folder, just click the outside of the folder. Click to add all to configurations. That part is done. Now click library paths, click add, click file system, ARM Linux. Now click the library folder and click OK. Now going into it and clicking add to all configurations. Now that that's finished, let's press apply. It should ask us to rebuild. We want to rebuild, so we click yes. And we can, here it's going to rebuild, so we can press OK. So once the project rebuilds, it's going to create a debug file, or the debug folder, and inside of there will be our executable file. And now we have the debug folder. So now you can see that it's an ARM/LE. We're going to want to copy this folder, like I said, into the remote systems folder. So just right click the folder and click paste. And now the LE project is inside of there. So now that we have that in there, we're going to want to go to run. Debug configurations. We're going to need to go to C++ remote application. We want it to be on the connection of the Beaglebone Black. We need to use the absolute file path from the Beaglebone Black, which will be under LEDs here in LED project. Once that's done, you need to come up here, go to debugger, and we're going to need to use the GDB-multi-arc debugger. Now let's apply and let's debug. Didn't have this problem, but this is not a big, when it says error upon a launch sequence, it's just something wrong with the debugger, but it is working. So we're just going to go to run here, and we're going to go to the run, so that you can see that that this works. Let's close the console, and you'll be able to see the little my LED thing, that the little code we had written in the project run. So that we see here, we're going to click run, and we're going to see our program go. There you go, you see. Now it's on 4. Just keep staying on longer and longer until it's done that 10 times. So this is the last one here, I believe. So there you go. That's you can see the MyVid logged out. Console's done. And back here. So that's how you install a C++ program on the Beaglebone device and use it. So I hope you can build even cooler things to do. I mean, obviously this is only working with the LEDs on the Beaglebone, but you can apply it to anything, to the pins on the Beaglebone Black. So thank you, and I enjoyed this class a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you.